Good evening and welcome. This is Breaking News on NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Just a short while back, just about a couple of hours back, Aaftab Amin Poonawala, the accused in the heinous murder case of Shraddha Walkar, was being taken out from after investigation at the SFL lab in Rohini. And what happened after that is quite sensational, quite dramatic. If this case was not full of enough twists and turns, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at what has happened today. And that brings us to the big question that we are also asking. Aaftab has been attacked. There were sword-wielding men who attacked the van in which Aaftab was in fact going. Vigilantism over law. Was it just to try and grab the media headlines? Was it a serious plan, attempt to try and kill Aaftab, to go across and dispense instant justice? That is exactly what these men, those who were there, wanted to do. This is a country where even Ajmal Kasab, the butcher of 2611, got a fair trial. Why then there are certain people, and what is the provocation? Was there a planned attempt? Was there any provocation? Was it just outpouring of massive anger because of the way Aaftab Shraddha case has been making headlines and of course the gory details which have come out? Or is there something else? The kind of commentary that we hear around this case, is that the reason why, in fact, there was an attempt at Aaftab's life? Just let me very quickly just take you through the big visuals. What happened today, this evening? While these are the pictures, in fact, shocking pictures, sword-wielding men you will see on your screens right now, who were, in fact, chasing the van in which Aaftab was taken back to the Tihar prison. Now, we'll just try, look at that. The policeman who was accompanying Aaftab had to come out, risk his own life, take out his service weapon, and in fact, he had to fire a warning shot. Many questions of the Delhi police. Why was there a lapse as far as the security is concerned? This van which Aaftab was going in, it was coming out of the Rohini FSL lab after his polygraph test was done. 5 to 10 men then were seen coming out. They were waiting, in fact. They came out of the car and they had swords and sledgehammers in their hand. The men stopped the policeman, intercepted it. The driver tried to keep the van going, but these men attacked ferociously on the sides, on the windows, tried to... Look at this, on your screens. There is this big sledgehammer because they knew that the van which was carrying Aaftab is a prison van. It is protected. They tried to break those windows and then attack Aaftab. The cops had to wave their weapons. They had to fire a shot, and then Aaftab was whisked away to Tihar prison. Attackers claim to be members of the Hindu Sena. They also claim, these claims are being verified by the police, and very calmly, like nothing has happened, they stood there because they knew that the media cameras are there, spoke to the media, and then of course the police then later came and whisked them away. It raises certain serious questions. Before, in fact, I go and tell you who these men were, what did they say, let's just go full frame, put the sound up on these visuals and just give you a sense of what happened there. So they were able to open the door, the prison door, the van which was carrying Aaftab. They were able to open the door. 2 policemen came from the back, and they had to, in fact, also take their weapons out. Look at this brave cop, in fact, in front of 7 to 8 sword-wielding men. He had to take out his service revolver in order to make sure that this kind of vigilantism, this country, ladies and gentlemen, is ruled by the book of law, by the constitution. Look at that, how ferociously they are attacking this van. They open this door, at the back of the van, and then you can see 2 policemen, those who are standing right in front of them, those who are trying to save an accused. No matter how gory, heinous his crime is, it has to be proven in the court of law. There is a judicial process, which is already on. Now let's listen in to what these men said. look at the number of weapons which have been recovered from them. Listening to what they say, what they said after this attack, and then we'll move on.
जब हमारी बहन बेटी सुरक्षित नहीं है तो क्या करेंगे जी के? मैडम हम मारेंगे इनको, पुलिस तो इसको सेफ्टी दे रही है, तलवार नहीं हम इसको गोली भी मारेंगे, हम हिंदू सेना से हैं। सर कानून ने बचा लिया क्या उस लड़की को? अरे सर कितने केस होते, बहन जी टारगेट करते हैं सबको, ये बार इसको छोटा गया है, अगली बार इसको गोलियों से काट देंगे, इसके इतने टुकड़े करेंगे, हम हिंदू हैं अपनी तरफ से। गुरुद्वारा नहीं, हम बंदूकें भी लाएंगे, राइफल भी लाएंगे, अगर किसी बहन बेटी पे कोई हाथ उठाएगा, आप भी हमारी बहन है, हर माता बहन पे कोई हाथ उठाएगा हम मार देंगे।
All right, we will, in fact, this also raises a few very serious questions. Why was not there, any additional security? How can 10 to 12 men wielding weapons just walk so freely on the streets of Delhi? There are these questions that would be asked as far as the Delhi police is concerned. Let me very quickly introduce my guest this evening. Mr. Sunil Gupta, former spokesperson of the Tihar prison, is joining us at this moment. We also have Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. He is with us this evening. We will, in fact, go across also to Abhinash Kumar. He's Aaftab's lawyer. Brinda Arige, a very well-known, women rights activist, also with us at this moment. We had Mr. Asad Abbas as well. But before, in fact, I go across to my guests, let me very quickly first ask you, Dr. Singh, it is glaring missteps as far as the Delhi police is concerned. No matter how and who the criminal is, the first responsibility is to make sure that he is, he's protected so that he can face the entire wrath of the law. The entire process can take place as is mandated by the Constitution, as is mandated by the books. What do you reckon, sir? Where were the lapses as far as the Delhi police is concerned?
Good evening, Ankit-ji and esteemed panelists. Let me tell you that there are 4 flaws that I noticed. You very rightly mentioned that there's a rule of law, and it is the pious and bounden duty of the police to ensure the safety of, in this case, Aaftab, howsoever heinous the crime he may be accused of. Savagery and cannibalism cannot be met with cannibalism and savagery. It was the job of the police to have fail-proof and fool-proof. It was neither fail-proof nor fool-proof. They were almost overwhelmed. I would be very happy if the security arrangements are audited, roads are sanitized, advanced checking parties are there, and there is a backup behind the main vehicle, and there's a pilot car in front, so as to identify all suspect vehicles. They are checked, identified. To have 11 goons with weapons and swords and rods and hammers and wickets on such a sensitive spot is just not expected in this area. Well, that did happen, and you can also see they were almost at a handshake distance from the brave officer who opened fire. Well, the plus side is that they did open fire, they had a deterrence, but that was best avoided. Yes. Look here, under these circumstances, the deterrence is such that unless you have suicidal tendencies, you will not go in for this kind of a misadventure. And this will be the last misadventure. Nobody can take liberties like that, overwhelm the vehicle, break open the door, and almost reach the accused.
And this country, as Dr. Singh is also saying, is ruled by the Constitution, by the book of the IPC. There are specific codes, there are specific manuals as far as the transport of prisoners are concerned. Before, in fact, I get in Mr. Dige, Mr. Gupta, I want to understand from you, because so far we've been seeing that the Delhi police has been extra cautious as far as Aaftab is concerned. They were not, Aaftab was not produced physically in Saket court because there was fear that the lawyers might attack him. Even in Tihar prison, we have been told that he's being kept separately from other prisoners. Why do you think, sir, in such circumstances, now what additional measures, as somebody who has seen how prisoners are kept inside a prison, what additional measures now will be taken as far as Aaftab is concerned?
Yeah, you please see that under the rule, under the jail manual, when somebody admitted in the jail in judicial custody, safe and secure custody of the prisoner is the primary responsibility of the superintendent in jail. He was produced from the jail under the custody of superintendent jail. Of course, the Delhi police was executing the this warrant. Here you can find that this security breach is apparent since these outside people holding the sword in their hand, they approach they almost open the gate of the prison van. So there is apparent this security breach, and you know this Roni court complex is very notorious. That there are also so many such breaches have happened, and some gangsters were killed in this Roni court complex. So they should be extra cautious, and they should have more security people to escort the Aaftab whenever he is being produced outside the jail. And further, in the court, because now judicial remand process is going on, and for almost 3 months in judicial remand extension process,
yes,
they are simply produced before the court, and the judge only say that are you apprehending any threat, or are you feeling anything in the jail. So for that, they may use video conferencing facility, which is available in the jail with every court, and they should use video conferencing facility so that he is produced through that video.
And it was part of the investigation. It is also very important to take Aaftab to the FSL lab, where the police is trying to, in fact, make a watertight case as far as this entire heinous murder is concerned. Ms. Adige, you saw what has happened. These men very openly, in fact, coming out, claiming that we will chop him into the similar number of pieces that he's accused of chopping and killing his live-in partner. Shraddha, also a communal tinge there, talking about we are Hindus and that's why we will not tolerate this. Though you feel very strongly about, the violence the women face and these kind of issues, but ma'am, can this kind of vigilantism be permitted?
Certainly not. We, the whole country, women across the country are outraged with the crime that has been committed on Shraddha by this live-in partner. But at any cost, violence in the hands of the mob or vigilante groups is absolutely unacceptable. We are a democratic country. We have rules. The rule of law must prevail, irrespective of how dangerous that criminal may be, how dangerous he might seem to other people also. And this group walking around in that city, we're talking about Delhi, with arms of that nature and not being intercepted, just goes to show that the police are not doing their job enough. How is it that they have let them off to walk on those streets? What is this impunity that this group of men thought that they could inflict any form of violence on the group itself? The police carrying this prisoner, carrying this man and going. That just goes to show the impunity that they can get away, brandishing all kinds of weapons. Absolutely unacceptable.
Absolutely.
How is it? It's not just for this alleged criminal, but also for general public. Anybody could have got hurt. And these guys must all be taken into custody. They cannot be let off.
These policemen, those who are facing these swords and weapons, they could have gotten hurt as far as this entire melee is concerned. Let me very quickly go across to Asad Abbas. Syed Abbas, there has been a lot of commentary around this entire case. Yes, the law is taking its own course. Investigations are going on. We have heard how certain politicians have used this, branded this even in political campaigns, calling it a case of love jihad and, attaching other motives to it. Do you think that also causes this kind of a provocation? These people coming there, of course, I have no doubt in my mind that they were there for the media glare as well, to get their 15 minutes of seconds of fame. But there is a certain provocation also because of the commentary around this case.
Absolutely, Ankit Saab. The fact of the matter, let me tell you, certain political parties come out and use the word love jihad. That is when sentiments are awoke. We need to understand here, this is nothing but I am equally outraged here. Shraddha must get justice. But will I take a sword or sledgehammer and enter and hit the police van? This is the property of the government. Also, we need to understand here, an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. If we are going to do with Aaftab what he did to Shraddha, this will be not a republic but a banana republic.
Yeah.
We need to understand that there is a country, this is a sovereign socialist secular republic We have a book of law. We have the constitution. We must and should abide by the constitution. But Ankit Saab, let me bring to your notice, I don't merely blame, of course.
Syllabus, may I request you, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here, just I request you to stay on with me. I also need to, in fact, go across to former DGP Vikram Singh as well. But before I do that, Avinash Kumar, he's Aaftab's lawyer. He's joining us on the phone line at this moment. अविनाश जी, ये जो खबर आपने देखी थोड़ी देर पहले, एक डेढ़ घंटे पहले की करीब खबर है, जिसमें ये आफ्ताब को जो गाड़ी ले जा रही थी उसके ऊपर हमला हुआ, 10-15 लोगों ने तलवारें लेकर उस पर हमला किया. आपका इस पे रिएक्शन क्या है सर? क्या आपकी बातचीत हो पाई है वहां पर आफ्ताब से या उसके परिवार से? अविनाश जी, कैन यू हियर मी? Okay, what we'll do, we'll try and fix that line with Avinash Kumar and we'll go back and understand from him what is the next course of action, because I'm certain that this will have an impact as far as the ongoing case is concerned. But Dr. Singh, what could the police have done? I mean, what we are hearing from our colleagues, those who are on the ground, that there was no local police present, no they had not cordoned off the area, or a safe passage was created for the jail van to come out of the FSL lab. Since morning, the media has been reporting from there, so they knew exactly that these people would be there. But also, sir, it will raise questions as far as the Delhi police and their planning is concerned. Forget even this attack. 10-15 men with swords in the national capital in itself is a very, very, scenario which is a worrisome situation.
Ankit ji, this is something very basic in policing. Even a 3-stripe havaldar can do it. You have to have a backup for a backup for a backup. And the basic is to upgrade your skills. Leave nothing to chance. Don't allow grass to grow underneath your feet. Have adequate actionable intelligence and see that there is nothing suspicious on the roadside. Is that rocket science, Ankit ji? Any Tom, Dick and Harry in the police can do it. Just do what is expected of you. Be watchful. Put your best foot forward. Have a greater manpower. And in such situations, have a backup in front of you, have a backup behind you, and also ensure that the local police are sounded. This is the standard operating procedure in the guards and escorts rules also, that every police station on the route is sensitized that a high-profile prisoner is being taken to the court or elsewhere. Please ensure proper safety, security, and sanitization on the roadside. All this probably did not happen. I wish it is not repeated in future. And again, they have to do their homework, and it is better that they do their rehearsal and have a videography.
Before I let you go, I just want to understand from you, these people, those who have been caught now, they are in police detention. What kind of charges they will attract? What can be done so that they do not have the audacity to come out and do something like this?
Very serious charges. 332 of the IPC, obstructing a public servant on duty, 7 Criminal Law Amendment Act, and if I were there, National Security Act also.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thank you so much, Dr. Vikram Singh. I know that you have to go, so I will, thank you. You've been kind enough to stay with us. But, Mr. Gupta, I want to understand from you, sir, will it have an impact? Like you said, every time Aaftab goes to the court, the judge would ask, this will be taken in cognizance in the court as well. Will it have any kind of impact as far as this ongoing investigation and the case is concerned?
When his lawyer will speak before the court, will complain before the court will certainly ask the report.
Sir, I'm sorry. May I just request you to stay on with me? Aaftab's lawyer is back on the phone line with us. Let me understand from him. Avinash Kumar ji, आपने थोड़ी देर पहले ये विजुअल्स देखे सर, किस तरीके से आफताब जिस गाड़ी में जा रहा था उसको एफएसएल लैब से ले जा रहे थे, उस पे हमला हुआ. इस पे आपकी क्या प्रतिक्रिया है? What is your reaction to this?
देखिए, जुडिशियल प्रोसेस है जो इसको अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन का पार्ट है, पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है, इसको शांति से करने दिया जाए. अभी ट्रायल होगी, ट्रायल में सब कुछ सामने आएगी, तो अभी इसमें जल्दीबाजी और लोगों का मूवमेंट है, तो पुलिस को शांत करनी चाहिए.
ये कुछ इस तरीके का पहले खतरा, डिड ही एक्सप्रेस एनी फियर, आफताब?
नो, आफताब हैज नॉट एक्सप्रेस फॉर दिस टाइप ऑफ फियर.
Now, will it have an impact on the case? Are you going to, in fact, approach the court? Will it have an impact on the case right now?
Yeah, I will move an application before the concerned court for the proper protection of the Aaftab जो है.
तो आप अभी जाएंगे कोर्ट में, इसका जैसे अभी तक जो पुलिस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसमें आपकी आफ्ताब से बातचीत भी हुई होगी, क्या निकलकर अभी सामने आ रहा है? आफ्ताब ने आपको क्या बताया है?
नहीं, आफ्ताब ने जो भी बताया वो सब अभी वो मैं अभी डिस्क्लोज नहीं कर सकता हूँ, पर अब उन्होंने बस केस में प्रॉपर सहयोग कर रहे हैं, प्रॉपर पुलिस को भी सहयोग कर रहे हैं बस।
आपको ये इस इंसिडेंट के बाद लगता है कि एडिशनल सिक्योरिटी की मांग होनी चाहिए आफ्ताब के लिए आपके हिसाब से?
Of course, I will move an application before the concerned court for the proper protection of the Aaftab.
आप कितनी बार बात कर पाए हैं आफ्ताब से?
अभी आफ्ताब से मुझे 2 बार से बात हुई है सर।
और क्या उसके परिवार से भी आप बात कर पाए हैं?
नहीं, टिल नाउ मैं परिवार से अभी बात नहीं किया हूँ, पर जब जरूरत होगी तो मैं ऑब्वियसली मैं बात करने की कोशिश करूंगा और बहुत जल्द बात करूंगा।
Will you be moving? Will you be trying and meet Aaftab after this incident? Maybe tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, but in this coming week, I will try to meet with Aaftab.
Has he said anything about this entire case? Has he spoken about Shraddha?
No, till now he has not taken the name of the Shraddha. Also not told about the Shraddha.
And does he still maintain he is innocent? Like you said, he has not confessed. Does he say he is innocent or he has committed this crime?
No, he has not confessed till time that I have committed the crime today.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Kumar, and giving us your point of view. He is Aaftab's lawyer. He's going to move an application for additional security as far as Aaftab is concerned. Quickly going back to Mr. Gupta, who is in fact with us. Mr. Gupta, as you heard the lawyer, he's going to move an application for additional security as far as Aaftab is concerned. Today, will it have an impact on the arrangements which are made for him at the Tihar prison, and do you see an impact on the case as well?
No, there is no question of any impact on the case. But what will happen now, his advocate will move the application before the court tomorrow, and court will ask the report from Superintendent Jail. And they may also ask the Superintendent Jail what step you want to propose to augment his security. So in such cases, as my experience says, that they will increase the number of security personnel when he is being produced before the court. And further, they will request the court that he may be, because today it was polygraphic test, so his presence there was necessary. But when he is being produced for the purpose of judicial remand extension, they may request the court that please allow us to produce him through the video conferencing. The good thing about Tihar is that all the jails are linked through video linkage with all the courts, including Supreme Court.
Okay, that's an important point that you're making there. Brinda, in the end, I want to ask and understand from you, whatever allegations Aaftab is facing, no matter how much outrage, like you said, there is as far as this case is concerned, but it has to be proven in the court of law. People on their own can't decide to dispense justice on the streets. What would you say, in fact, to Aaftab's, to Shraddha's family, because they were also quite enraged as far as this case is concerned? And should these kind of people face the strictest law as well, the punishment in law as well, so that nobody dares to dispense this kind of vigilantism, this mob justice, as and when they feel?
The law of the land prevails. It is supreme. Irrespective of what we might feel and what Shraddha's family feels, as well as all of us across India and the world might feel, we must allow the law of the land to take its course. It is important that he is tried by the law and punished by the law. Nobody can take law into their own hands, no matter how upset, how angry or how outraged anybody might be. And it is also important that political leaders stop this narrative of bigotry and intolerance and using any kind of religion, because that is also something that is inciting and giving people the advantage to take these kind of steps, and that should be absolutely stopped. The politician's job was to make the policies and the laws. Now the enforcers will enforce it, implement it, and allow the court to take its course of action.
Right.
These people must become responsible.
Absolutely. Thank you to all my guests for joining me this evening on Breaking Views. One thing is very, very clear, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how heinous his crime is, no matter what the accusation is, it has to be in the court of law that Aaftab faces justice, Shraddha gets her justice. Neither me, you or anybody else has the power or should have the audacity to in fact take the law in our own hands. This should serve as a reminder, as also a precursor for the Delhi police to ensure that such incidents do not take place ever again. Not in the court, and no matter who these people are, 10, 12 men with weapons on streets of Delhi should be alarm bells ringing at the police headquarters in the national capital. Thank you so much for being with us. Slipping to a very short break. News and updates continue on NDTV.